It's really a great pleasure for me to welcome all of you to this media program on behalf of Bangladesh Open University School of Education. Today's program is specially designed for the B.Ed teacher candidates of the B.Ed course. Dear trainees, my name is Dr. Muhammad Arifuzzaman. I am an associate professor at School of Education, Bangladesh Open University, and today we are going to talk about the issues related to teaching grammar. Chapter 7 from Teaching English course book code EDBN 1412. Dear English teachers, to discuss some issues, after this program you will be able to explain grammar and its importance, different aspects of teaching grammar and techniques for presenting grammar. To discuss the issues, we do have with us today Mr. A.N.M. Tofail Hussain, an associate professor of English from School of Education, Bangladesh Open University. Hello sir, how are you?
I am fine, thank you.
And today's program is very interesting one topic, that is grammar teaching. And in Bangladesh, from the very beginning, we all are very used to with this
different types of grammatical practices, right?
So can you remember first your own school life? How did you learn English grammar? I mean, what was the approach or method?
Exactly. So teaching grammar and learning grammar, especially not in our childhood, but till today in the secondary level, is an interesting issue for not for the learners, but for the teachers and the parents also, right? Their focus is on the basically on the use of how much grammatically correct a student is, whether in the perspective of a parents, their children are learning grammar correctly or not, right? This is actually very interesting, and at the same time it is very important to know the grammatical rules correctly and meaningfully, because English is not our mother tongue, rather it is still today teaching and learning. In both cases English is practiced in foreign language context, right? So if we think about what is grammar, grammar is nothing but, very simply if we want to talk, that grammar is the correct use of right form of verb in the right places to form a meaningful and correct sentences, right? So if we consider this very short definition, so what we will see? So if we consider in the word level, so there are 4 parts of speech, right? Say for example, noun, verb, adjective and adverb can be changes from one to another, right? So they have their own function to form different types of words, and ultimately those changed words could form different types of sentences, right? And use of prefixes, suffixes are also play a vital role to change one word from another form. And so basically know the rules of different sentences, how to form other sentences to write a text or a paragraph meaningfully. So all these things together we can define the definition of grammar.
Thank you, sir. Very well said about the rules, because it was very hard for us in our school life. We had to memorize all these rules and we had to implement those rules in our speaking,
with the
writing.
With the use of different structures.
Exactly.
Right?
So we had to memorize this very strictly, very hard.
Exactly.
Our English teachers at that period back in our school life. And that was explicit and deductive types of, aspects of English grammar.
Exactly.
Because that time the method of English learning and teaching was grammar translation method, not like today's
CLT.
method, CLT, communicative style. So
exactly.
So and now it is implicit and inductive. So will you please elaborate some issues
implicit
related,
and explicit, right?
implicit and deductive, inductive.
Okay, so first of all, there is a resemblance with the implicit, explicit and inductive and deductive, right? So let us talk about first the implicit and explicit approach of grammar, right? So, the name itself indicate that implicit learning, that is which is not clear. Learning is going on, but they are not restricted to some other conscious form, conscious mind. They are learning. Implicit learning is to know anything. This is not mandatory that grammar learning. So, any learning that is not consciously, right. And if we talk about the explicit learning, that is learning consciously. So, now we would like to discuss on that deductive and inductive approach of grammar teaching. Okay. So, dear viewers, inductive grammar is providing example first, then the learners will be able to identify what is the definition of the specific grammatical item. And if we talk about the deductive approach of grammar teaching, that is the definition will be provided first, then with the help of the definition the learners will be able to identify the grammatical example of the structures, right. So, very simply if we want to talk about these two issues, I think this is clear to the learners.
Thank you. Thank you, very well said about, and very quickly you have done the definitions regarding explicit, implicit, deductive and inductive. Dear English teachers, I am sure you have got the idea about these terms, these approaches. So, very quickly, explicit, implicit. So, as we had learned in our own school life in like 80s and 90s, that time grammar was extra class. So, nowadays we do not have, nowadays English for Today book, you do not see this kind of activity differently. Same goes to deductive and inductive as well. And first example first, as our honorable guest said, example and same type of sentences, then automatically we get the rules and the structure automatically. Finally, my question to you, sir, please, will you please elaborate the idea of the different techniques of teaching grammar? There are some nowadays in communicative style. There are some techniques. Will you please say some?
Thank you very much. So, this is another important issue specifically for the classroom teaching of grammar, right? Techniques. We are talking about the techniques, dear viewers. So, there are lots of examples, but from those we would like to discuss quite few items. So, they are the substitution table, then transformation deals, using pictures and using real life situation. Okay. So, what is substitution table? So, the grammar points, discussion of grammar points, drillings and practice of new grammar point. So, dear viewers, you will provide your total classroom into two groups, then they will practice within themselves with the process of repetition actually. So, then the transformation drill is nothing but changing one sentence from one to another patterns, right. So, you will provide an example, a structure, one form of sentences, and you will ask your learners to change those particular forms into another form. And next issue is using pictures. So, you can use pictures which can be presented through cards, different PowerPoint slides for specific grammatical practice. So, this is nothing but using PowerPoint, they will have some extra focus for the specific structure or grammar point. And another one is, the last one is using real life situation. So, what is this? Teacher may use classroom situation or other situations outside classroom to present grammar. So, this is situation based learning actually.
Thank you.
So, sometimes you can practice this outside of the classroom to avoid monotony of the learners. I think this will help you to teach grammar effectively and efficiently in your classroom context.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us, for your time, as we are running short of time. So, dear English teachers, I am sure you have got the idea about the different techniques. And to put it more simply, you are teacher, you are English teacher, when you enter into your own English classroom, so you are the master, you are the king, you will decide your technique, own technique, how will you make your classroom very interesting to your own students regarding their level. If it is lower level, then use like our sir said, transformation, drill, other table you can use. If it upper level of students, you can use picture, or you can play role play games, different types of games. So, depending their grades. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for you and as well for the viewers also.
Dear English teachers, I hope you all have benefited from this program. You all are now able to explain different issues regarding grammar and its aspects and different techniques for presenting grammar. Still, if you have any query, you can talk to your tutor. You can contact Dean, School of Education, Bangladesh Open University, Gazipur 1705, and we'll be back very soon with some more programs on English language skills. Until then, keep practicing and take care. Goodbye.